Hello friends! Okay, first off I just wanted to mention that I actually have some lighting now, so that's super exciting. Well, okay, I'll be honest, I don't actually find it that exciting. But I felt like it was kind of necessary, especially since I always insist on filming in literally the darkest corner of my apartment. So at least that should be all fixed up and taken care of, which is great. Second, I'm going to be honest and say I was going to prepare a video about like 2015 and all the stuff that had happened this year, but then I fell down a 2-hour long YouTube hole where I basically watched DIY videos for things I do not care about. I mean, I literally have no need and or want for a flower made out of plastic spoons, but just in case it ever comes up, I do know how to make one now. And I realized that stuff like that just kind of fills me with a weird sense of accomplishment for some reason. And then I spent another hour trying to figure out why that stuff fills us with a sense of accomplishment. Long story short, I still don't know, but now I do know a lot more about the actual neural process of learning than I once did. So why do we feel accomplished when we learn something that we don't need to know? And yes, I know this doesn't apply to everyone because while I was doing my research, I had to keep wading through a whole bunch of sites that were telling people how they might possibly find some sort of sense of accomplishment. Best guess, go watch some random YouTube DIY videos. Anyway, I have absolutely nothing to back myself up on this, so I might just be pulling things out of thin air, but I think that sense of accomplishment comes from back when we were in school. I mean, in school, of course, you have to learn a whole bunch of stuff, and most of the time you have absolutely no idea how it will relate to the future at all. And I'll give you a hint, you're not going to use most of it. But you never know what you are going to use in the future. And since different people are going to use different things, and teachers aren't psychic, they end up having to teach everyone a vast array of different subjects. Not to mention that just because you think you're not going to use it doesn't mean you're actually not going to use it. I mean, every once in a while I have to pull out some calculus. It's been a really long time and I don't really remember it anymore, but the attempt still comes from the stuff I learned. Anyway, I got way off topic. So we end up learning a lot of random stuff in schools, and part of it is that we don't know what we're going to need to know in the future. But another part of it is that we're actually learning how to learn. Learning seems instinctive because we grow up learning how to learn from our parents, but it's actually something you need to learn how to learn. Okay, I've officially said learn so many times that it's no longer a word. But I know it seems kind of counterintuitive, but when you go to school, you learn how to learn from someone else. You don't know how to figure things out for yourself. And even though it seems like they're just trying to teach you random facts, figuring things out for yourself is part of the things that schools are trying to teach you. So if you've ever learned anything from a book, you should probably thank a teacher at some point. So my thought is that because learning to learn is built so much into our minds by the school system, we get some sort of an intrinsic value from learning, even if we know we're never going to need to know that information. So when we're watching an informative YouTube video or browsing through Pinterest or something, we're actually learning, and it makes us feel smart because we're showing that we actually learned how to learn. And there's your bullshit theory of the week from me. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to watching YouTube videos, but if you actually know why we like to learn weird and useless things, or you just have some weird and useless information to share, leave me a comment. Lord knows I could always use something else to waste my time on. But I'm gonna go, so I'll talk to you later. Bye guys!